Shalom, shalom, Akim.
Shalom.
Coming at you again with another one. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kadash. This is your brother Karath.
This is the brother Yitazakah. It's lucky, bro.
And I think we're going to entitle this lesson, Beloved, make sure your heart is in the right place.
God.
And I want to say, shalom to the hopeful elect, and enough respect to you brothers that's preaching and teaching the truth all over the earth. And double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And can we start at Ecclesiasticus 42 and 20?
I'm gonna start up a little bit at 18.
Brother.
This Sirach chapter 42 verse 18. He seeketh out the deep in the heart, and considereth their crafty devices. For the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai knoweth all that may be known, and beholdeth the signs of the world. He declareth the things that are past and for to come, and revealeth the steps of hidden things. No thought escapeth him, neither any word is hidden from him.
That's right. No thought escapes the Most High. So, that's part of making sure your heart is in the right place. Because if your heart isn't in the right place, trust me, the Most High will know. The Most High will know that your heart is definitely not in the right place, because no thought escapes him. He searches the deep. He understands your heart. All right.
Then it said that he seeketh out the deep in the heart, and considereth the crafty devices. So like, you can't try to be crafty with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He's already in your mind, seeing the crafty nature that you're trying to pull off. The devices you're trying to pull off. Your plots. Your plots and your schemes. He on to that. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, brother.
And then it says he knoweth all that may be known.
Yeah, right. Because he knows the end from the beginning. So you can't pull one over on him. So you might as well seek the Most High with a pure heart.
That's why he says he declareth things that are past, and for to come, and revealeth the steps of hidden things. So he's already declared.
He's already a billion steps ahead of you.
I already set you up to be doing exactly what you're doing at this very moment right now. So you're not getting away with nothing.
Yeah. You think you're playing him, you end up playing yourself.
Get that Proverbs. This Proverbs 24 and verse 9. It says, the thought of foolishness is sin, and the scorner is an abomination to men.
The thought of foolishness is sin.
Yep.
So for you to even think some foolishness, man, to even think that you could pull one over on Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that's a sin. You thinking how you're going to possibly supplant the Lord, the living power, you'll end, like we were saying before, you'll end up playing your own self. And then the joke will be on you.
Yep, the very thought of foolishness is sin.
Yeah,
just to even think you finna try me, you're going off.
Yeah. Right. To even let it come in your mind, because even Yahweh Shai, man, he brought it a step further. He was saying to even think of something, that's something in your heart. To even have something in your heart that's off is a sin.
Yep.
Because he went ahead and he was giving people the spirit of the law, man. Going even deeper.
Brother.
But that's a little bit going off on a tangent.
That was perfect. That was a great point to add. This in Matthew chapter 15 verse 11, it says, not that which goeth into the mouth defileth a man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth a man.
That's right. What goes into a man's mouth doesn't defile him, but what comes out of a man's mouth is what defiles him, because you speak from the abundance of your heart, and that's what defiles you, the stuff that comes out of you. And then it's going to go into it if you jump down.
Verse 17. This jumping down to verse 17 says, do not ye yet understand that whatsoever entereth in at the mouth goeth into the belly, and is cast out into the draught.
So basically, if whatever you eat, you basically crap it out. So it comes and it goes out of you.
That's why Yahweh Shai, he said that I am the hidden manna. You know, I am the manna. You know, I'm the life. Because really, you know, that's why he said, eat of me and drink of me.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Because really,
that makes you pure.
Right. Exactly.
That makes you pure.
God. It says, verse 18, but those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man. You know, and Yahushua, he is the word. You know, so if you got the word in your mind, you know, what comes out of your mind, your heart is going to be pure.
That's right. That's right, bro. So that it says those things that proceed out of your mouth, they come from your heart, and those things can defile a man. You know, if you don't have Yahweh, like the brother was saying, if you don't have, you know, those things that Yahweh Shai instilled in us, then you'll be defiled out here. And I think it's a little more on that.
Yeah, come. It says, for out of the heart proceed evil thoughts.
Evil thoughts. That actually makes you, you know, that makes you put your heart in the wrong place. So that's why the title is make sure your heart is in the right place. If you have murder on your mind, like the song said, "Oh Melly, I have murder on my mind," you know, then you're basically, you don't have a pure heart toward the Most High.
Yep. It says, for out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witness, blasphemies. These are the things which defile of man, but to eat with unwashing hands defileth not a man.
Right, yeah. Just a little side note, Christians try to use that as a way to say you can eat pork and do whatever you want. But they don't read scriptures, so they don't understand what was being brought out.
It's not to hear what they're talking about.
Right. So that's, you know, you got to make sure your heart is in the right place, because you see these things actually defile you. If your heart has these things, you know, if you're laden in these kinds of things, then your heart is definitely not in the right place.
Con, I got a quick precept for you too.
Con, bro.
This 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revelers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, because guess what? Like we was talking about how Yahushua is that pure that's supposed to enter into your heart. It's Yahushua's kingdom, you know? Yeah. So ultimately, if you don't have Yahushua within you, you're going to have these evil thoughts that we read about in Matthew the 15th chapter.
That's right.
Which are all ways that you cannot enter into the kingdom of Yahweh, which is
defile you.
Con.
And it makes you so you don't have a pure heart.
Con, brother. And Yahushua, he's not accepting anyone into his kingdom who doesn't have a pure heart. Yeah. You know.
So your heart definitely has to be in the right place.
Con. Yep. You want to get that Genesis?
Con, brother.
This Genesis chapter 6. Genesis chapter 6 and
should be 5.
Con. Genesis 6 and verse 5. It says, and Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
And that's why the Most High ended up destroying. That was that first death.
Con, brother.
You know what caused the first death? This is your reading. What caused the first death?
Yep.
Because their heart wasn't in the right place. According to what's being said here in Genesis 6 and 5. It says that their imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. So that's what caused that's why the first death came about. And that's why the second, that's actually what's going to happen in the second death. Because it says that, what does it say? It says that evils will be increased on the earth.
Yeah, yep.
So that's going to bring about the second death. Because people they don't have their hearts in the right place, man.
Con, brother.
They're wicked.
Can we get that word imagination, Baba Kashar?
Con. That's in Genesis 5, right?
Yeah, Genesis 5, Baba Kashar.
Genesis 5 and
6 and 5.
Slakia, 6 and 5. All right, Genesis 6 and 5, and then we have imagination right here.
Strong's H3336. Yetzer.
Yetzer. Let's go into that. It says, figuratively, conception, frame, thing framed, imagination, mind, work, and it says intellectual framework down here at the bottom right here.
Intellectual framework.
Graven image, pottery forming, imagination device, intellectual framework.
So pretty much devices and what you're projecting in your mind.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
In your psyche.
Yeah,
like the stuff that you're thinking.
Yeah.
You know, in the theater of your mind.
Those like Ecclesiastes 7 say, Yahweh Shem Yahshua have made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. You know, matter of fact, let me get that real quick. That's a good precept. It's Ecclesiastes in the scriptures, verse 7
and 29.
29, yep. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 29. It says, Lo, this only have I found, that Yahweh Bashem Yahshua have made man upright, but they sought out many inventions. And that's that intellectual framework.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your thoughts, you're thinking of, because if it's anything in opposition to what Yahweh Bashem Yahshua you know, has made you to be thinking or living like, that's pretty much ultimately a wicked imagination. Yeah. You know,
that's why the scripture says, "Bring every imagination under the obedience of the Most High."
Ooh, God damn! You gotta get that. Damn. Take that to the obedience. You know.
2 Corinthians 10 and 5, it says, "Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh." And bring into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach. And that was tying into what you were just talking about, how that framework and how people, the Most High made us upright, but we went after the imaginations, and we basically the inventions of our mind. You know, but if they were casting down those imaginations and bringing them into under the obedience, then they wouldn't have went astray like that.
Kind, brother, kind.
Because that deals with your mind, and that's in your mind is your la'ab, which is your heart. So if their heart was in the right place, they would bring every imagination, everything under the obedience of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
Yep.
You got something else?
I'm trying to see if I can find a quick one. Like it. Maybe I can find it. Okay, matter of fact, I'm just gonna grab what you got. I'm gonna look for it real quick. Psalms 51 and 10. You can read it. I'm gonna try to find this precept real quick.
This is Psalms 51 and 10. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, "Hide thy face from my sins and blot out all mine iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O Yahweh, and renew a right spirit within me." And that should be your prayer. Your prayer should be, renew a right spirit in me. Blot out my transgressions and renew a right spirit in me. Because you want to be accepted of Yahweh. And forget what a man thinks, man. We're out here to please Yahweh and be accepted of him. And the only way we can be accepted of him is if we have, a pure heart. The scripture talks about a contrite spirit and a pure heart. He will not at all reject. So we out here, to please Yahweh. So we need a clean heart, man. And you have something, brother?
It's like I'm looking for Jeremiah 40 and 10. I got you. This Jeremiah 40 and 10, it says, "Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood."
Yeah. So Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully. Because didn't we just talk about how the Most High, no thought escapes him? So if you're doing his work deceitfully, thinking that it's somehow you can get over on him, the Most High is letting you know right here, cursed. You're going to be a cursed individual, because you're doing the work of the Lord deceitfully. You're thinking that you can trick them, like I can do this, and because that the scripture talks about how their heart is far from me. They with their word. Matter of fact, let me pull that.
Isaiah 29:13.
Isaiah 29:13. Let me grab that real quick. This is Isaiah 29:13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. But you think you can trick the Lord because you think that you can go through the motions. You think you can go through the motions,
Right.
like you on some level where you can go through the motions and then be like, ooh, surely this will please the Most High because I'm going through the level.
Right.
I mean, I'm going through the motions. But he knows that you're just giving lip service. Because you're drawing nearer to him with your mouth, what the other scripture was saying here in Jeremiah 47 and 10, 48 and 10, Salakia says, cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully. And that's doing the work of the Lord deceitfully when you draw near him with your mouth, and not with and it says, draw near unto him with me. Salakia, let me read it from the top. Isaiah 29:13, wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me. So you're honoring the Most High with your lips. That's that lip service. You think that you could say, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, I fear you and all of that, but then you're not doing any of what he's telling you to do.
Right, exactly, yeah.
You think you're the master supplanter.
Right, or you're doing what he told you to do, but you're
doing it with the wrong spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like brothers, they'll go out and teach. They'll go out and teach, but won't be brotherly at all.
Right,
You're drawing near with your mouth.
Yeah, bro.
You got to be brotherly too.
Bro. That's really one of the biggest commandments, man. You know what they tell you in 1 Corinthians 13th chapter. If I have faith to where I can move mountains,
I have not charity.
Yeah, I am nothing.
Yeah, you're just a sounding. You're just making noise.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep, just a tinkling cymbal.
Yeah, you're just out there making noise, man. So the whole law deals with how you treat your brothers, and then how you treat Yahweh.
Bro, because like Yahweh Shah said, when you have done to one of these little ones, you have done to me. Just roughly paraphrasing, or like in Matthew, I think it's 27 or 26. It says pretty much. I was in prison, and
you fed, and
you came to see me. You know what I'm saying? I was naked. You clothed me. You know,
hungry and you fed me.
Right, so when you do what you do to a brother, you doing that to Yahweh Shai.
That's right, brother. Good, beautiful point.
Let me get this real quick.
Brother.
This 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 22. It says, seeing ye have purified your souls in obeying the truth through the Spirit unto unfeigned love of the brethren, see that they love one another with a pure heart fervently. You know, so it says we have purified our souls through obeying the truth, man. You know, like you were saying, you gotta have that pure heart with Yahweh Shai.
That's right, brother. That's right.
And that's starting, like we were just touching on, like it was the spirit you brought out, brothers. You know, that you have had unfeigned love unto the brethren. See that they love one another with a pure heart fervently. You know, so that's, you got to be hot, you know, with that love, you know, in a pure mind, you know, because that's what Yahweh Shai is looking for.
That 1 Peter 1.
Yeah, 1 Peter 1 and 22. I'll read it one more time. It's 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 22. Seeing ye have purified your souls in obeying the truth, being obedient, you know, being obedient to how Yahweh Shai told you you're supposed to be living and abiding, you know, not trying to finesse, you know. Right. It says, through the Spirit unto unfeigned love of the brethren, you know, unfeigned. Could we get that word out, Baba Kasha? It says through the Spirit unto unfeigned love, you know. So the Holy Spirit, you know, if it's really on you, you're gonna have unfeigned love toward the brethren, which is really your love towards Yahweh Shem Shah. You know.
That's 22, right?
Yep.
And I want to get souls after that.
Con.
Unfeigned. And a presumed derivative, undissembled, i.e., sincere, without dissimulation, without hypocrisy. Sincere
God.
without hypocrisy.
Con, brother.
Nice.
Con. Yeah. So you gotta approach Yahweh Shem Shah sincerely without being hypocritical. Which, you know, that word hypocrite goes into being an actor. You acting. You know what I'm saying? You acting like you down for Yahweh Shem Shah and his cause, but really you not. You know?
Con, brother.
You know, and that word dissimulation pretty much going to fake. You know, pretty much. You know.
Let me grab this souls real quick. Because it says you purified your souls, did it say?
Yeah, seeing you have purified your souls and obeying the truth.
Which it says breath, i.e., spirit, abstractly, concretely, distinguishing on the one hand from G41. I want to get down to this one, which is the rational or immortal soul, So that deals with your mind.
God.
And on the other was merely vitality, even plants. But I like that because it says mind here too. Soul, life, mind, heart.
God, heart. Yep, mind. Yep, soul. The breath of life.
The seat of the feelings, desires, affections, aversions.
God.
So it can be in your mind as well.
Yep.
So you purified your mind in a sense.
Because I believe when you go into if I'm not mistaken, I think when you go into consciousness, it goes into your soul, and your soul goes into your mind. Because ultimately, like when you could feel somebody's head and you feel the heat there. You know what I'm saying? That's the soul that's within them. You know what I'm saying?
Because it does say it says the vital force which animates the body and shows itself in breathing. And it says the soul, then it says the seat of the feelings, desires, affections, aversions.
Yeah.
So you know, and then when you talk about feelings, you're dealing with your heart. Your heart is your mind.
Yep. Your desires, you desire to do things in your mind.
Yeah, so that's dealing with your soul.
Which really that lets you know that the heart is your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Which is your soul.
Right, pretty much, yeah. Ultimately, know your continence. Verse 23, it says, being born again, not of... Oh, so let me read 22 one more time. It's 1 Peter 1 and 22. Seeing ye have purified your souls in obeying the truth through the Spirit unto unfeigned love of the brethren, see that ye love one another with a pure heart fervently. You know, so that's in your mind all the time, is on how you can, you know, show love to your brothers. You know, how you can, because showing love to brothers is showing love to Yahweh Shem Shah. That's why I tell you in, I think it's 1 John the 3rd chapter, how can you love Yahweh by Shem Yahushua,
who you haven't
seen, but you don't love your brother who you do see. You know, that's a test to see if you really truly love Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know,
and that gets your heart in order.
Bro.
That makes sure that you have a good heart toward the Lord.
Brother. That's why he puts you through that. That's why you have to show love to your brother, and that's a test to see if you really can love him. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important. You know.
Yeah. Because he's putting your soul is the seat of your feelings. He's putting you to the test.
Oh, when thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
And then that you're preparing your mind to be tested. Because you're being tested on so many levels. Are you going to be brotherly? Are you going to have a good heart toward the Most High Power? You know, are you going to exercise temperance?
Are you doing this for the right reasons?
Are you doing this for the right reasons? Are you doing it for vainglory? You know, so you got it, like the title says, beloved, make sure your heart is in the right place.
Yep. It says, verse 23, being born again, not of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible by the word of Yahweh, which liveth and abideth forever. You know, so you got to be of that incorruptible seed, which the incorruptible seed comes through the Yahweh Shah, you know, which, you know, he's the first one who has victory over death. You know, those evil thoughts,
Con.
you know, that brings forth death.
That's right,
You
bro.
know, that's not evil thoughts. The flesh is death. To be carnally minded is death.
That's right,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying? But to have the spirit, you know, which represents Yahweh Shai, you know, the Holy Spirit, you know, that's life. You know, it is the word that I spoke unto you. That is life. You know.
Let me grab this one
Okay,
real
Kai,
quick, my
what
brother.
Kai, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Philippians 2:3. It says, "Let nothing be done through strife or vain glory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves."
Yep.
That's the spirit.
God,
It goes right with what we talking about,
God,
man.
brother.
Lowliness of mind, man,
God, bro.
and no vainglory in this. If you're doing this for vainglory, because you're trying to sell some Israelite apparel, or because you're trying to get some views on the internet, or if because you're trying to get people to send a lot of money to a Cash App, so that you can go out there and style.
So you can like put your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? So you can like show how
smart you are, that you understand all kinds of mysteries.
Yeah, God.
Because you want to be all puffed up.
Yeah, God.
Because knowledge puffeth up. So you want to be all puffed up like, hey, look at me.
Good.
I'm on some level.
Yeah, God.
So that's why the scripture here in Philippians 2:3, it says, you know what? I don't even think I got that one.
No.
It says, let nothing be done through strife or vain glory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem others better than themselves. So, you know, if you're not looking for vainglory, then you're esteeming other people better than yourself. And you have lowliness of mind.
Oh man, the next precept you got go perfect with this.
That's the spirit.
Good.
That's the spirit, Doc.
What's
that?
This James chapter 5 verse 8. It says, James chapter 5 verse 8. It says, "Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh." It says, "Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth before the door." You know?
So that deals with treating your brother.
Time, bro.
Treating your brother the right way.
Time, bro.
And it said it says, because the you know, seeing that all that these things will be dissolved, what manner of men ought you should be?
Time. And
all holy
conversation
and
godliness.
You know, you're supposed to be treating your brothers the right way.
Time.
Especially those of the household of faith.
Time, brother. Time.
So that's one way to get your heart in order.
Time, bro.
You know?
Time.
Getting to make sure your heart is in the right place. It says establish your hearts.
Because if you're not doing that, you know, you still got that nigga mindset. You got that's that corruptible seed. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how niggas treat other niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like as a man of the Lord, you supposed to treat your brother differently than a nigga in the world. You don't supposed to be looking at them or treating them like you was when you was a nigga. You know what I'm saying? That you haven't renewed your mind, man. You know, you haven't established your heart. You know.
That's right, brother.
And let me get this real quick. You're not of that incorruptible seed, but I'm gonna get what you just brought out. This what you just quoted. This is 2 Peter 3:11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. But here's the point right here. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, beloved,
That's right.
be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless.
Beloved, you know, you're supposed to be.
I'll read it one more time.
Yeah.
This verse 14 says, "Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless."
You have to be without spot and be blameless.
Time.
And how do you do that? You got to make sure that your heart is in the right place.
Time, brother. Time.
That's beautiful.
Time.
That's beautiful, Art.
Time. Let's go here. Okay, I got this for you. This 2nd Ezra 16 and 54. The 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 54. It says, behold, the Lord Yahweh Shai know of all the works of man, their imaginations, their thoughts, and their hearts.
He knows it all, man. He knows it all. The Most High knows every thought. And, that's basically reiterating. But, the Most High, he knows all your thoughts, man. And he knows all your works. That's another key one. He knows your works.
Con.
He knows whether you're doing it for vainglory, or he knows whether you're putting your hand to the plow and you're doing it because you're sincere.
Yep, which goes into that unfeigned love,
That's right. That's right, bro.
Hey, what was you about to say?
No, I was gonna go on imaginations, because we were going into that imaginations earlier. If you're you're imagining, you're just it says bring every thought under the obedience. Your imaginations, you have to bring those over under the obedience of Yahweh Shai and Mashiach.
Yep.
So if you're imagining things that that don't fit with the scriptures, then your heart is definitely in the wrong place.
God, brother. God. Hey, Salak. It's the spirit. I had got this precept from a show last night. It's called Greenleaf. And this wicked ass nigga in the show, he quoted this scripture.
Yeah.
But it go right exactly with this.
Yeah.
This 1 Kings chapter 8 verse 39. Then hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place, and forgive and do and give to every man according to his ways, whose heart thou knowest, for thou only knowest the hearts of all the children of men.
And he gonna give you according to your deeds.
Kind, brother. Yep.
According to your ways. He
Kind.
gonna give you according to your ways.
Kind.
Because you thought you could pull a fast one. So he gonna give you according to your ways.
Kind, bro. He gonna give you a fast one.
Yeah, because we behold the outer appearance, but the Most High, he look at the heart.
Kind, bro. That's why when we would have kept reading down in 2 Corinthians 10 when it was talking about casting down all imaginations and everything that exalts of itself against the obedience of Yahweh Shai, or and bringing everything into obedience of Yahweh Shai. It says, do ye look at the outward appearance?
Yeah. Con. That's that. Yeah, that's what man do.
Con. It says, going to 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 34. It says, therefore, you ready up?
2nd Ezra's
14 and 34.
Con, brother.
The 2nd Ezra chapter 14 verse 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding, and reform your hearts,
Subdue your own understanding. So everything you think you know,
right?
Let that shit go.
And reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy.
You shall obtain mercy. So the Most High, he wants you to reform your hearts, and then you will obtain mercy.
God.
So that's how you get that that exemption from judgment.
God, brother. God.
You know?
Yeah. Yep. And matter of fact, I got a precept. That's a lot. This Ephesians, because I was thinking of this earlier too. This Ephesians chapter 4 verse 22. It says that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man which is corrupt according to deceitful lusts, those desires, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind.
Yeah, that's right.
And that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness.
So you basically putting on holiness and righteousness.
Kind.
And you're taking away those deceitful lusts.
Kind. Having that pure heart.
That's right. So that's how you clean up your mind.
Kind. Okay, we got 2nd Ezra 12 and 38.
Where we at?
2nd Ezra 12 and 38. This 2nd Ezra chapter 12 and verse 38. It says, and teach them to to the wise of the people whose heart thou knowest may comprehend and keep these secrets.
Yeah. And what's the secrets, man? The secrets is this truth.
Mm-hmm.
And who's being taught this truth? The true men of the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, they're being taught these secrets, and it's they're considered the wise in the Most High's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then it says they comprehend these secrets. It says teach these. It says whose hearts thou knowest may comprehend.
God, so it's only a certain. It's a select, which is the elect.
Mm-hmm.
It's an elected group of men
Right.
who are only going to be able to understand these secrets and be able to comprehend them and do them.
Con.
You know, so if you're trying to be crafty and subtle in the mind towards your Habashim al-Shah, that's because you're not of those who can comprehend it.
Yeah. Because we see in Baruch 2 and 3.
Let's get that. This Baruch. This Baruch chapter 2 and verse 3. It's
Baruch 2 and 31.
31, Salakia. This Baruch chapter 2 and verse 31. It says, and ye shall know that I am the Lord, their power, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear.
And those are the ones that get that heart and that ears to hear, is the one that the Most High allows to get that heart and ear to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So that ties in with what we were talking about in 2nd Ezra. It says, teach it to the wise men that'll comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that will comprehend is the ones in Baruch 2 and 3. The ones that the Most High is, 2 and 31, Salakia, is the ones that the Most High will give a heart and an ear to hear.
Time, brother. Time. Yep. It's Salakia. I got a precept. This Matthew chapter 13 verse 16.
Salakia, brother, just to make this a clear point. The scriptures are written like this is only for the elect anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So he's basically letting you know, don't get caught up in the cares of this world.
Mm-hmm.
It's a love letter to the elect.
Right,
Don't get caught up in the cares of this world. I know that you're in the world and you're seeing these things. You know what I'm saying? But don't let this stuff, corrupt your heart.
Kind, brother. Kind. And don't be try to be slick in your mind either. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think you're being slick in your mind, ultimately you're not of the elect, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not doing nothing you're
sneaky.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're just proving that you're not one of his.
God. So really, if you think on it and you really doing some crafty, sneaky stuff against the Lord,
yeah,
you need to recognize like you're probably not of that number.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
God, bro, you're right.
This Matthew chapter 13 verse 16, it says, "But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear." So like you were saying, ultimately it's only some certain men that can see and hear. It's really that's only the elect. They're the only ones who can comprehend this. Those the ones who have reformed their hearts. Because
but they're in chains of darkness, so nobody knows who is who.
Right. You ain't gonna make don't you dare make yourself of that number.
We don't know who is who, but we know that some people are hearkening unto the words.
Those who are of that, they're gonna be doing what the elect gonna be doing.
God.
They'll be doing what the elect would be doing, basically.
Right. They'll be making their calling and election sure.
Exactly, They're not gonna be out here trying to be crafty against the Most High.
Right, and trying to deceive them. Because the elect are smart enough to know that the Most High can see your inward thoughts.
Bro, Sirach 23 said that he said the eyes of the Lord are brighter than 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Beholding, let's get that.
Beholding the ways of man.
Yeah, Sirach 23 real quick. Sirach 23 and 18, I believe.
It's Ecclesiasticus 23 and 19.
23 and 19, yeah, This Sirach chapter 23 verse 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of man, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of man, and considering the most secret parts.
So the Most High is looking at you. on a deep level and examining you. And the men that are the elect that are in chains of darkness, they know this because they're very familiar with this scripture.
Brother.
So, you know, they could basically call that thing out.
Yeah, that's one you better know. Like, remember that. Like, look, asshole. You know, he can see everything you're thinking and doing out here. You know,
the elect aren't stupid enough to think because they go into a dark room with the doors closed.
Yeah, bro. You getting away with something, man.
God,
come on, man.
You get away with nothing.
Right. It says, but the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good.
Yeah, because are you stupid enough to think you can close the door and go into a dark room? His incorruptible spirit is in all things.
God,
it's
brother.
in you.
Right. You're sick. You know?
Right. Where we at?
I got this Wisdom of Solomon 1:1. This Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 verse 1. It says, love righteousness that ye be judges of the earth. Think of the Lord with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart seek him.
That's right. That's right, man. So it says, ye that be judges of the earth. And who is that talking to once again? That's talking to the elect. This is really a love letter to the elect. They just don't know who they are. You know, that's why brothers were saying it's like the Notebook. Brothers lost their memory.
God, the book of remembrance.
Yeah.
Let me read two more. Let me read two more down.
Okay.
Verse 2, it says, for he will be found of him that tempt him not. Because he's tempting you. How the hell you going to tempt him?
Right.
You know?
You're going to tempt the one that does the testing?
Right. It says, and show of himself unto such as do not distrust him. And how do you not distrust him? Because you do everything that he's told you to do sincerely and faithfully. You know? That shows that you trust him. You know?
Virgins.
Con. It says, for forward thoughts separate from Yahweh by Shem Yahushua and his power.
Thoughts? What is that? Thoughts of your heart, right? That's your mind. And that forward thoughts.
Pretty much mean wicked. That word forward pretty much mean wicked.
Right, con.
You know? For forward thoughts separate from Yahweh, which evil thoughts go when it's, murders, adulteries, thefts, revelings, which if not, I've told you before, will not.
Oh, yeah, will not inherit the kingdom of heaven.
So there's obviously
forward thoughts would not inherit the kingdom of heaven.
And it's obviously not what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
That's not of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says, for forward thoughts separate from Yahweh Shem Yahushua and his power when it is tried reproveth the unwise. Let's read verse 4.
Verse 4.
God, this is one of my favorite scripts right here.
Yeah.
For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter.
A malicious soul? Didn't we just say soul is the seat of feelings, emotions?
God, bro. And you go into that word, malicious is pretty much like somewhere with an intent.
Malice.
Yeah, intent to do something
evil.
Yeah,
you have an evil intent.
Right, so you get this word and you're like, oh, I'm finna go do this and that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna use it to get gain.
Right, con.
Or I'm gonna use it to like, get a bunch of women.
Exactly. That's you're thinking about something evil you can do
with it.
Right. So
or cut people.
Right.
I want to be the master cutter.
I want to karaf out here. You know what I'm saying?
God.
So, but you see that it said wisdom shall not enter into a malicious soul. So look, even though they have the word, they don't have wisdom, which wisdom is the fear of the Lord. Because if you got the fear of the Lord, you're gonna realize like I can't be doing this shit out here. You know
and wisdom, and in the world they say that wisdom is the way you properly apply knowledge.
Oh, because wisdom means knowledge. But so when you go into wisdom, it's like the proper way of knowledge. That's why the scripture speaks so much on doctrine, because doctrine means instruction or the way something's taught. You know what I'm saying? So it's about how you do it or what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean just because you got it don't mean you're doing it right or you're in the right spirit when you're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it will not enter. Right.
It says, for into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin. And what we brought out in Proverbs 24:9, the thought of foolishness is sin. So if you got thoughts that are sinful, wisdom is obviously not dwelling in you.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
What's that? What you got?
We got Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 16. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6 and verse 16. It says, "For she goeth about seeking such as are worthy of her."
Mm-hmm. What we was just talking about before, because it won't enter into a malicious soul.
Yep. It says, show of herself favorably unto them in the ways and meet of them in every thought.
That's
bro,
right.
That's cold, bro.
She meets him at every thought. She's not going to meet the froward at every thought that have malicious intent. But she's going to meet those that have a pure heart and that are sincerely, it's seeking her.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll enter into that person and then meet them at every thought. So when you try to think to do something, and wisdom will meet you there.
Brother. Yep. All right,
that's beautiful.
Yep. This Wisdom of Solomon. Yeah, because that's the truth, because you'll be like, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs 1 and 7. Like, if you really truly fear the Lord, you got wisdom. Like, say, for example, somebody was smoking weed around you, and you smell it, you be like, ooh, that smell good.
Yeah.
The thought gonna come in your mind like, oops, nope, I'm not doing that.
Right. You'd be correct, because you know what? The Most High puts thoughts in your mind.
Bro.
Like the scripture talks about how he puts thoughts in people's minds. So
bro.
He'll meet you there. That's the Most High meeting you at every thought. So he'll be like, and then you would think to do something and go off a little bit, and the Most High will put something in your mind or put a script in your mind. You'd be like, oh yeah, it does say that.
Matter of fact, since you said that, let's get this. It's Job 33. Job 33 verse 14. It says, "For Yahweh by Shem Yahshua speak of once, yet twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in the vision of night, when deep sleep falleth upon man and slumberings upon the bed, then he opened the ears of man and sealeth their instructions."
So he put a thought in your mind. That's inception.
Bro.
He'll put a thought in your mind, and then he's basically they use it like he's basically programming you. But there was a movie that Will Smith was in, and they basically they conditioned this dude throughout the whole day. They was putting little stuff in his way, like they was putting like certain things, like a certain color, a certain thing. They was basically priming him, getting them primed throughout the day. Mm-hmm. To do a certain thing. Mm-hmm. And that's how, and Yahweh was even colder than that, man. He'll do certain things that have a truck ride by, and you will see something on the truck and be like, to trigger something that you had in your dream. And then you'll see something else, and then all of a sudden it's all tying together, and the Most High is basically turning you from your own way, but subconsciously.
Bro.
That's how you get down there.
Yeah, I got one more precept too. This is Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 10. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought.
Thou shalt think an evil thought. So if he can make people think an evil thought, he can also do it on the flip side and make a person think a pure thought, a righteous thought.
Because being ungodly, which you're ungodly if you don't have the thoughts of Yahweh Shem Yahshua running through you. You're ungodly. You don't have fear for Yahweh if you're ungodly.
Right.
But if you have fear for Yahweh Shem Yahshua, you are godly. You have wisdom. You don't have wisdom if you don't have fear of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You do have wisdom if you do fear Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
Yeah, that's right, brother. That's right.
We got Wisdom of Solomon 9. This Wisdom of Solomon chapter 9 and verse 1. It says, "O Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua, my fathers and Lord of mercy, who have made all things with thy word." Woo! It says, "And ordained man through thy wisdom, that he should have dominion over the creatures which thou hast made, and order the world according to equity and righteousness, and execute judgment with an upright heart."
Woo, what was that again?
That's Wisdom of Solomon 9 and 1 through 3.
Read that one more time.
This starting back from the top, this Wisdom of Solomon chapter 9 verse 1. It says, "O Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua of my fathers, and Lord of mercy, who has made all things with thy word, and ordained man through thy wisdom, that he should have dominion over the creatures which thou hast made, and order the world according to equity and righteousness, and execute judgment with an upright heart.
That's right. That the Most High, basically, he made man to do this. You're supposed to execute judgment with an upright heart. That's why it talks about ye judges of the earth.
Brother. Yep.
You're supposed to execute righteousness and judgment and equity with an upright heart. So that's why you have to have your right. It says that's why, beloved, make sure that your heart is right. You know, make sure your heart is in the right place. Because you're the judges. You're judges of the earth. And you were made to execute judgment with an upright heart.
Yep.
That's why Solomon said, "Give me a heart, so that I can judge your people."
Brother.
And that was basically that was a metaphor for us.
Yeah, for the elect. Yep.
Lord willing, we those men.
Brother. Yep. This Matthew chapter 5 verse 8. It says, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see Yahweh."
That's right.
And how are they going to see Yahweh? How are they going to see Yahweh first? Because they have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. They're seeing Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. That's why, like, if somebody be like, "Have you seen Yahweh? Have you seen God? Or have you talked to God?" Yeah, I actually have.
Yeah.
Through these scriptures.
Yeah. You're getting you're basically getting a glimpse into the mind of Yahweh.
Brother.
And if you see his mind, you can put together how he looks.
Bro.
And plus, the scriptures actually give you
detail
how he looks.
But
so if you read the scriptures and you're able to see him in your mind.
But you got to be pure in heart. Pure, which means pure in mind. Matter of fact, you get that word pure. Matthew 5 and 8.
Okay. This is Matthew 5 and 8. And I'm going to get the word pure. Of uncertain affinity. It says clean. Clean, pure, physically purified by fire. And a similitude like a vine cleansed by running. No, that's not it. Clean, the use of which is not forbidden in parts of unclean. Free from corrupt desire, from sin and guilt.
Free from uncorrupt.
Sincere and genuine.
Sincere and genuine, man.
Sincere and genuine.
You gotta be real with Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. He's not dealing with that fake stuff, that dissimulation.
It says free from every admixture of what is false. Blameless and innocent.
Add not to his word.
That's right. So you have to be completely pure and have a pure heart and genuine, sincere, and free from corrupt desire. When you're seeking the Most High.
Not of that corruptible seed.
Incorruptible seed. That's right. Where we at?
1 Timothy 1 and 5.
1 Timothy 1 and 5.
This let's start.
Oh, let's start at 4. Yeah.
This 1 Timothy 1 and 4. It says, "Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which minister questions, rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, so do. Now the end of the commandment is charity out of a pure heart, and a good conscience, and of faith unfeigned." That's the word, unfeigned.
Unfeigned again, But charity and a pure heart. That's love, showing love with a pure heart. And how do you show love? If you show love to Yahweh through your brother, or you keep the commandments, because if you keep the commandments, you're showing love to Yahweh, and you're also showing love to your brother at the same time, because you're showing that you respect Yahweh.
Exactly.
And that's basically making sure that you present you come into the Most High with your heart in the right place.
Hebrews 10 and 22. It says, this is Hebrews 10 to 22. "Let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience. Let's get that word conscience, because I was saying basically I think that word soul and conscience are pretty much synonymous. You know.
Okay. This is Hebrews 10:22. Grab conscience. And that word conscience it says co-perception, i.e. moral consciousness.
Moral conscience.
It says co-perception.
Co-perception.
You know, you perceive something, but then you're perceiving it through your moral consciousness.
Which we read in Job 33. It said, Yahweh Bashim shall speak of once, twice, but man perceiveth it not.
Ooh, you can't even perceive it because you got to look through it. You got to perceive it with your co-perception, which is your moral consciousness.
Which is your soul.
Right.
Ultimately, what's already within you.
Con. And you're doing it through a pure heart. So you're able to receive it.
Which that pure heart is Yahweh Bashim Shah. You know, having a mind towards God, like
right. So you have that moral consciousness, which is kind of acting like another sense. You know, when you're operating in faith, and you're operating in faith, and you're operating in a pure, in a pure heart, which means that you're letting wisdom in. You're walking in the spirit. When you're full of wisdom, you're walking in the spirit, which can be likened unto another sense.
Let's get this. This is Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 17, verse 4. Well, let me start at 3. This Sirach chapter 17, verse 3. He endued them with the strength by themselves and made them according to his image, and put the fear of man upon all flesh, and gave him dominion over beasts and fowls. They received the use of the 5 operations of the Lord, and the 6th he imparted them understanding, and the 7th speech, and an interpreter of cogitations thereof. You know, so Yahweh Shah, we got 7 senses ultimately, you know, but your 5 senses, they're pretty much like carnal. You know, but your 6th and 7th senses, those are spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Things that you can't really you can't see or know the operation
like
of. Yeah, con.
That's right, brother.
I think, is it more on it? Ooh, hold on. It says, verse 6, it says, counsel and a tongue and eyes and ears and a heart gave he them to understand.
Yeah.
Withal he filled them with the knowledge of understanding, and he showed them good and evil.
So when he filled them with the knowledge of understanding, he gave them wisdom. Wisdom is another sense. And wisdom embodies what? It embodies faith. It embodies a lot of different things.
Yeah, it has a lot of components of Yahweh Shema Shah. That's what makes you pure. That's why I said St. John 17:17, sanctify them through thy truth.
That word is truth.
That word is truth, God. And the word consists the whole row.
The whole row, right.
You know, that's a lot, you know.
What you got, bro?
Going back to the Hebrews 10:22 is a little bit more on that. This back in Hebrews 10:22, it says, let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water.
That's right, brother. Yeah. Having let us draw near with a true heart. That's right, with a true heart. And you
sanctify them through thy truth.
Right, that word is truth. Eschew evil and love the good. Draw to the Most High with a true heart.
Brother.
I think that might be it on that.
Yeah,
right?
that was it on that. Let's go to we got that already. Let's get Psalms 24:3.
Might grab every.
Yeah, we could just finish this last little bit out right This because we pretty much nailed this on the head too. This Sirach chapter 24. Psalms chapter 24 in verse 3. It says, who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, or who shall stand in his holy place? He that have clean hands and a pure heart, who had cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah.
What is the hill? Into the hill of the Lord. That's the governing body.
Con, bro. Con.
That's that 144.
Con. Yep.
You know, so if you have an impure heart, you're not part of the 144, Bucko.
God, bro. It says, he that have clean hands. You know, like we read in Matthew the 15th chapter, not washing your hands actually, asshole. Like I was trying to say, that's not what defiles you.
Right.
You have clean hands through
not having blood on you because you blew the trumpet.
Exactly. Not exactly. And you got to do that the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Basically.
Yeah,
you know?
blow you the trumpet in Zion.
God. It says, he that have clean hands and a pure heart, who have not lifted up his soul unto vanity. Who have not lifted up his soul unto vanity.
Soul, the seat of your emotions unto vanity. And we're talking about vanity that goes into vainglory.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's vanity. That's vanity.
Yeah.
It says, not
nor
sworn deceitfully. That Jeremiah 48:10. That's what I kept quoting that. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully.
Or sworn.
And keepeth his sword back from blood. You know? It says, he shall receive the blessing from the Lord Yahabashim Yahshua and righteousness from the power of his salvation.
Nice.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Let's get this. Sirach 2:2. We quoted this a couple times. This Sirach chapter 2 and verse 2. It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in the time of trouble. No, let's read verse 1.
Yeah.
This Sirach chapter 2 verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, Yahabashim Yahshua, prepare thy soul.
The seat of the emotions.
For temptation, set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble.
Set thy heart aright. Mean get your mind right.
God. Yep.
And constantly endure.
God, brother.
That's how you make you make sure that your heart is in the right place.
We got Sirach 6:26. This Sirach chapter 6 verse 26. It says, come unto her with thy whole heart and keep her ways with all thy power. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go.
That's talking about wisdom.
God.
You know, come unto her with thy whole heart. When you get her and you finally attain her, don't let her go. For at the last thou shalt find her rest. And thou shalt be turned to thy joy. And what's thy joy? Thy kingdom.
It says, search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. It says, and when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go.
Verse 29.
Yep. Verse 28. For at the last thou shalt find her rest, and there shall be turned to thy joy. Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for thee, and her chains a robe of glory. So it's like pretty much, because we're in those chains of darkness, like we touched on earlier. So in those chains of darkness, you know, which is really your mind, your flesh, you know, you're subject to these evil thoughts. You're subject to this evil flesh, you know, these wicked desires. You know, so it says with wisdom, you have to make yourself subject unto wisdom.
That's right.
You know, that's how you subdue your thoughts.
God, brother.
You know,
and you know what it reminds me of? Wisdom will bring fear and dread on you, because in your mind, you'll think like, oh no, this is I shouldn't be feeling this way. I shouldn't be, you know, going through these troubles. And then it says that she'll restore the straight way to you.
Yep.
And that's the same as this.
Yep.
She'll put you in fetter. It says her fetter shall be a strong defense for thee, which means that it'll make you hard.
It's that shield and buckler.
Yeah, yeah. But
we can jump over one chapter to chapter 7 verse 10. It says, be not faint-hearted when thou makest thy prayer, and neglect not to give alms.
That's right. Be not faint-hearted when you make us your prayer. You know, when you're praying and you're trying to make supplication, you know, you can't be faint-hearted.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. The scripture talks about you know, praying without ceasing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be faint of heart, because the Most High, he you know, even though you pray, you know, the Most High may want to see how bad you want it.
God.
So if you get faint-hearted, you know, that's showing that you know, that your heart wasn't in the right place. You got faint-hearted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got something, bro?
I got this Sirach 13:25. It says, the heart of a man changeth his countenance. Ooh-wee. What was that word for countenance again?
That's your face.
Your moral.
Oh, your countenance?
Mm-hmm. Countenance, yes, like you.
Ecclesiastes 13 and 20.
25. It was that word for countenance was your moral.
Oh, countenance is your face.
Oh, your face. Okay, con. But we had looked. Oh, that was conscience.
Conscience.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look up consonants. See what we get for that. It's like I'm getting conscience and consonants mixed up.
I'm pretty sure countenance has to do with your person's face or facial expression.
A person's face or facial expression.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're, that's why you could say is they say is written all over your face.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind is projecting the look on your face. Yeah, how you feel. You're
like you can't hide your feelings.
Yeah,
because it's on your face.
Yeah, God, bro, God. That's why it says the heart of the man changeth his countenance, and that's why the man of the Lord, we be real austere.
Yeah,
you know
yeah. But it will come a time when we'll it says that the heart maketh a cheerful countenance too. It's gonna be turned to cheer though.
Con. Yep.
You know.
It says whether it be for good or evil, and a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance.
Mm-hmm.
It says a cheerful countenance is a token of the heart that is in prosperity. No, it says, and the finding out of parables is a wearisome labor of the mind.
Right, a cheerful countenance is a token of the heart that is in prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
this wisdom is prosperity, man.
Brother. And we can get this last one. This is Sirach chapter 22, verse 16. As timber girt and bound together in a building cannot be loosed with shaking, so the heart that is established by a wise counsel shall fear at no time.
You won't have nothing to fear. The righteous are as bold as a lion.
And that go into what you were saying earlier in the lesson too, like Yahweh Shem Shah, he already put it in your mind for you to be a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why you're not gonna be shaken by nothing, because you're already formulated to be who you are. You know, so Lord willing, you know, if you're not that malicious soul, you know, then you're gonna have that wisdom dwelling in you.
That's
you
right.
know, continually.
That's right.
You know,
and that reminds me of the parable that Lord Yahweh Shai gave when he said the person that built their house on sand, the person that built it on the rock.
Bro.
And it says, "It's timber girt and bound together, and a building cannot be loosed with shaking." So that building, you are that building, and you can't be loose with shaking. It says, "So the heart that is established by advised counsel shall fear at no time." And that's what you're advised with counsel.
Brother.
What established? You're stabled by this counsel. And what's the counsel? This the word of Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai. Every word that Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai speaks.
Brother.
And you'll fear at no time.
And
that is how you make sure that your heart is in the right place.
Yeah.
So I pray through the power of Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai. This lesson was edifying to the people that were meant to receive it. We'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai B'Ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Enough respect to you brothers that's preaching and teaching the truth all over the earth. And shalom to the hopeful elect.
Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
Shalom.